Hi there, Ralf with Stray Benzes. Today we're going to do some weld repairs on the wheel arch of a S-Class Benz. It's ugly, but not as bad as some of those things are. So we'll get into it right in a sec. There you can see the trouble. Very often they do rust out there, closer to the tank, and then obviously there. This is one where it rotted out from there, and then there's this mess. All right, what I have done is I have removed the vacuum hose, the wiring, some of the insulation, because the last thing I need is trouble with fire. Speaking of which, doing any of these repairs, have one of those handy. We're close to the tank. I'm outside because I don't want to burn anything. I have a friend who lost his work shed, 2 cars, and almost his house doing something similar. So be safe. Let's get in. We're going to cut the weld repair piece. Here's one that I got on the internet. Fits pretty well. We're not putting the whole thing in. We're gonna just cut this off there. Then we're gonna mark where this piece is gonna go. And then we're using some of the rest of the sheet metal for the repair of the other part. All right, so got myself a nice piece cut to shape. That's where it goes. So, and what else we're going to do is about a 1/2 inch from there. We are going to put an edge in here. I'll show you what I mean in a moment. So 1/2 inch right there. There, 1/2 inch right here. What that's for, I show you in a sec. There. That's where we're going to cut, because we are going to put a little bit of a lip on there. What I mean by that is, where's the tool? Here. There we go. We're going to put a nice lip in there so we have something to weld this on. So here we go. Nice and crispy. All right, so this one here, we're gonna have to trim that one, chisel that out, get the point spot weld out, and then I'm gonna clean the rest of this crap. And that's all. And that's really the lesson learned, is to, if at all possible, don't use an awful lot of that black flexed seal flex or some nonsense, because you're going to regret it later. It is hiding all kinds of stuff, and whenever rod gets into stuff, it creepy crawls right under it. So now that we have this, what the tool does is it puts see that one we need to see if we need to cut more out, but it's gonna come in a moment. The whole concept behind that is I want to make sure that whenever I have something to weld on, this is flush. So that's coming up next. Might not be able to do it all the way, but for the most part, that's how that is gonna go. All right. Yep. Perfect down here. Up there, that requires a little bit more work, but yeah, more of that in a moment. I might have to cut this out and leave this part open. We'll see in a moment. You get the idea. So more of that. Got that nicely cleaned up. Now I can the only spot here that I need to watch out for, but all in all, there you go. Now I can put a couple of strategic welds on here, turn that around, and then I can go ahead and put a spot weld on in these spots and proceed from there. That corner there I still need to address right here, but other than that, I think I'm gonna just go ahead and cut that out a little bit, and that should do it. And then I can start to recreate the missing mess here. Yeah. Fun. You can't make this up. Holy cow. This is unbelievable. But that's taking shape nicely. There you go. Still needs to go a little bit up. You get the idea? I'll be back once I have that more in place and something figured out for this huge ass corner right there. Hour and a half later, we're finally here. I can now prep the surface for some bondo. I know it's not the original art, but this is a Benz that it's no longer original in the in the ultimate sense. So we're gonna go ahead and fix this as best as we can. And it looks like this quarter panel had some damage before because there's already bondo on there, so I have no idea what the heck they did here, but anyway, this is next, and then we'll squirt this side here to the extent possible, and we're gonna go from there. All right, got it speckled, got it spray bombed. Is it pretty? No, this car still needs a respray and some more body work anyway, so, but at least the gaping hole is gone. And yeah, may the next owner decide what they want to do, but at least this looks so much better. And the car is still complete. All right, see you next time.